Quick test, make sure you can hear me.
Okay, I will call the Southbury Board of Selectmen special meeting, May 8th, 2024, to order at 6 PM. If we can have the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Just for the record, we do have a quorum. Greg Selectman Kuhn is on the remote. I'm hoping that Selectman Betty will be in. First up is the temporary repair of River Road. Blake Leonard is here to give us idea of what's going on, and Gary Guru from Cardinal Engineering is here. So go, Blake, it's all yours.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you for having us this afternoon to discuss our next steps on River Road. We're excited to be here and feel like you'll appreciate our approach so far to this project. If it's okay with the board, I'd like to, break our conversation, or at least this narrative, down into four main subjects. What are our functional goals? Why are we doing this project? The scope of work in layman's terms. Obviously, the plan set you can see is going to have a lot more detail in it. We'll talk about the budget a little bit, and then in the end, talk about our schedule expectations. Does that sound okay? All right. So why are we here? Our goal is to open the road on a potentially limited basis, primarily allowing for emergency egress and user convenience. Second to this is providing secondary access and egress during our Purchase Brook culvert replacement, which is tracking to still start in July or August.
Justin.
Is now joining.
Thank you. Justin is also attending the meeting remotely.
I'm here.
So it's important to note the scope of work is in the failed areas only and does not include all of River Road. And I have 6 bullet points, like I said, in layman's terms to help us understand what this project entails. Number 1, stabilizing the slope failures with engineered stone. 2, removing existing pavement and any non-conforming material below that pavement. Adding new drainage, including catch basin and curtain drains. Installing structural retention system on the uphill side. Repacking that subsurface with the proper material, installing new pavement and reinstalling guide rail. And please note the traffic controls, lane sizes, weight restrictions, permitted use are all still to be determined, and that will evolve during construction. Moving on to the budget, current construction estimate for the scope of work, which was created by Public Works with Cardinal support, is around $600,000. With the Board of Selectmen support, we'll be formalizing a construction proposal from already approved Southbury on-call contractors. We'll be using budgetary figures that we've already defined internally and through our contractors' previously submitted fee schedules. In an effort to save time, we may ask the first Board of Selectmen team to waive the bid process about 1 week from today, if this meeting has traction and this is where we're going. Schedule, this is fast-paced. Starting tomorrow morning, once again with the green light, we'll be completing our contractor proposal for our review and releasing our purchase order over the next week. May 9th through 22nd and ongoing conversations with our local Inland Wetlands Commission on our emergency repairs plan and construction controls. Those conversations will continue. And communication will continue overall with inland wetlands throughout construction. Also, May 9th through 22nd, we plan on applying with First Light for permitting starting tomorrow for the work up to the 110-foot elevation which they own. This will also include communication with the Army Corps of Engineers and DEEP, led by First Light. Our goal to start construction on this project is May 22nd. And our goal for completion is June 30th of this year, weather and permitting pending. That is our short narrative on River Road.
Okay. Justin, do you
Is
have
now exiting.
special meeting and it's difficult, and I do appreciate the effort.
First off, is to try and figure this out and try and come to a solution that you can propose to us, and that's what you're doing tonight. Can you just further, I understand that I think you're looking to open up one lane, and would that be, first off, would that be?
We would love to have 2 lanes open in the end of this project. We're going to have to dig in to will incorporate traffic calming measures in the controls themselves. Also along those same lines, Jason, part of what we're doing on this project is clearing up some lines of sight horizontally so that we could see over some humps as we.
I believe, this is Gary Giroux. I believe that with the change in profile that we're proposing now on the bridge, and we're going to go through a period of testing it out and, more importantly, monitoring the improvements that are done by the contractor to make sure they're holding up the way we want them to hold. We're going to set up a monitoring program that Public Works will be out there on a bi-weekly basis, taking measurements, making sure there's no more settlement and/or movement horizontally or vertically. Once we're comfortable with that, an issue with truck traffic, heavy truck traffic, cars should not be proposing or recommend instituting a permit process. If some heavy trucks want to use the road, they'd have to register with Blake, with Public Works, and someone will have to monitor their movement because we want them to go slow and away, or even take it down to one-way alternating just for that truck to move through. As far as emergency vehicles, a fire truck and/or Public Works vehicles, they will be instructed that you can't fly through the area. You got to take it slow. And again, it's all in the monitoring over time going forward. If we feel that everything is holding up the way we think it should, then we can open up to 2-way traffic for everybody. I mean, it's a tough situation to be in. I know that. But I think to be on the safe side, that's the only way to do it at this point in time.
Justin, do you have any questions on? On the mic, sorry.
No, I think I'm good. I heard the rest of the proposal in my car, and I've certainly looked over the maps that you sent out ahead of time. It seems like a very thorough look and a great, a great plan that you have. So looking forward to it.
Okay, I do have a resolution resolved that the Southbury Board of Selectmen hereby approves the allocation of $600,000 from the unassigned fund balance to the River Road Construction Fund. Be it further resolved that the Board of Selectmen hereby schedules a town meeting to be held on Thursday, June 6, 2024 at 7 p.m. in room 205 of the Town Hall to act on the above allocation. Do I have that motion?
So moved.
Justin Betty made the motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Jason Bucksbaum has seconded. Any other discussion?
Yeah, I just had a couple of questions. One about the monetary. So this money will be opened up after the town meeting. I assume we have other budgetary funds that we're using to be able to do the other things you've been talking about right now, going out to our in-house contractors and doing the preliminary work and starting the permitting process that you said is going to happen during the next couple weeks in May. I just want to make sure that you guys have what you need from us to make sure you can start the work that you want to do sooner rather than later.
In an effort to start on May 22nd, and once again, that is to accomplish a goal of a June 30th completion date to support our reasons for doing this. June 6th may be late, but I think we could talk about that in-house too. I'm not sure if there's other avenues to support executing a purchase order by what our goal is, May 15.
I see Dan nodding, so seems like.
Currently, right now, we have $1.8 million in the bridge reserve that we can utilize. And then when we get the approval of town, we can just transfer the money back into the bridge reserve.
Okay. So there's other money in the budget that can be used for this purpose while we're opening up these funds?
Yes.
Okay. And then I just want to follow up on one thing you said about Purchase Brook. How does the timing of this fit in with that? And
So Purchase Brook, the culvert replacement itself, the majority of construction is still planned to start in the months of July or August. A lot of work is already being done as far as utility movement and some of the legwork and clerical work that goes along with that. But we plan on being in construction for a 5-month period starting in July, July through December or so.
so if this is opened up by the end of June, which is your goal, that'll help you on that project?
That's right, that will help. That'll allow a secondary egress should something happen on Purchase Brook during the time being in construction or something like an accident. But yeah, it will offer a secondary detour. We're mostly concerned about residents and businesses west of the Purchase Brook Bridge having access during any point in time that Purchase Brook needs to be closed for mainly installing the bypass system. That is the challenging part, to keep the road open the whole time, is actually the work that needs to be done prior to the culvert install.
Yep. Thank you.
If there's nothing else, I'll call the vote on the resolution. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 No one's opposed, and it carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Next is the pool.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Appreciate you coming. We have a memo, a resolution in front of us. Resolved that the Southbury Board of Selectmen, upon the recommendation of the Pool Project Oversight Committee and Silver Petroselli and Associates, hereby awards the Ballantyne Park Pool Improvement Project to Norco Construction Incorporated of Manhasset, New York, in the amount of $2,377,815. I'll open it for any discussion on the motion, on the resolution, or a motion on the resolution.
I'll make the motion.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Justin will second it. I'll open it up for any discussion on this.
What was the budgeted amount? It was like over $3 million? $3.4 million is the appropriation we approved? Okay.
Just so you guys are aware, we're gonna use 2 3s for the pool. Part of that 3-4 also includes having structural works as oversight, construction, things like that, so it will be, this is just for the actual contract of the project.
This is the contract construction itself, not the other expenses.
There'll be some of those extra costs, but.
Yeah.
As we get into the project,
And then in the, reviewing the bid, it talked about their length of time for completion, but in the memo, there was discussion about how they think they could get it done where we wouldn't have to lose a season. So for the folks who are involved in those discussions, can you just provide like some commentary on that?
yeah, and their 305-day, which the proposal is inclusive of this summer, which is once the bids awarded, they have 8 days in there as well as starting the project. So
Can't hear this online.
Dan's got to get a.
So part of that timeline included this summer. So as we start from now, the clock is starting once we award the bid. So if you look at their response, they had said that they had assumed that the 305 days is inclusive of July and August of this summer, which we wouldn't factor in. And according to them, if the weather holds, they think we wouldn't lose the season. If the weather holds, we wouldn't lose the season. It's just depending upon the temperature in November. One of the things that we talked about in the Pool Oversight Committee is if it comes to that, we have in the budget as well the potential of tenting and heating, so we wouldn't even lose that time if we really wanted to open it for the Memorial Day weekend next year.
Thanks, sounds good.
Everybody good? So I have a motion and a second on the floor. Any other further discussion? All in favor of the resolution signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Hey,
Greg, you're an aye on that?
I am an aye. Thank you.
I mean, that carries. I want to say that I'm thrilled this also, for the public that may be listening about this. This does include the heater infrastructure and the heater. For the record, I'm thrilled that it was included and it does come in within the budgeted amount. I'm very happy about that. So we are awarding the pool bid. We're set. Do I have a motion to adjourn? And a second?
Second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And thank everybody for taking the time to come and get this done. Thank you. We're adjourned.